Social anxiety disorder is the most common mental health problems in Malaysia. Recent research study has stated that 8.2% of students in Selangor have social anxiety disorder. Fear of negative evaluation in university students is the fear of students' evaluation about one's personality, and as a result, there is development of social anxiety in young adults. Therefore, how can the fear of negative evaluation related to social anxiety among university students? The objective of this research are to study the demographic differences in social anxiety and the fear of negative evaluation, and to study the relationship between the fear of negative evaluation and social anxiety. Independent variable of this research is the fear of negative evaluation, while the dependent variable is social anxiety disorder. Social anxiety are strongly associated with judgment by others. An anxious state will be experienced to the extent that negative evaluation is seen as likely and is seen to have potentially serious consequences. A person with social anxiety will likely to predict and anticipate a negative evaluation from other person in social event. The greater the predicted probability of negative evaluation, the greater the anxiety in the situation. Socially anxious individuals will respond to social or evaluative situations with higher levels of physiological responding, more negative thoughts, and more avoidant behaviors than low anxious individuals. The fear of being negatively judged in social situations increase the anxious and make them avoid interaction with other people. Measures of fear of negative evaluation have been found to correlate strongly with measures of social anxiety in social situations. People who score higher in fear of negative evaluation concerned about what others may think about them. As response towards the negative evaluation, they develop a reaction anxiety for being in social interaction. This research uses non-clinical quantitative method by conducting a survey to collect the data from the participants. Secondary data is used as the questionnaire given to the participants was taken from previous related research study. Survey is the best method as it is capable to collect large portion of data in short period of time. The sample for this research is 100 university students around Malaysia. This research uses convenient sampling method where the sample is taken from a group of people easy to contact or to reach.
The questionnaire was divided to 3 sections. Section A is basically about demographic. Moving to Section B, it is to understand the personal characteristics of each respondent when surrounded by people. Section C is to find out thought, feeling, and behavior of participants in social situations. The data was organized using Google Sheets, and the data was transferred into SPSS after has been coded. Reliability and correlation tests have been done to test the significance of the data. Both measurements are reliable as the value of Cronbach alpha for both scales are above 0.9. For independent sample tests, there is no significant difference between gender, as the significant two-tailed value for both gender is higher than 0.05.
One-way ANOVA was conducted to compare the means of independent groups in both measurements and to find the significant differences among them. The significant level is 0.05. In the field of negative evaluation too, there is significant difference in religions because the value is 0.011, which is below than 0.05. In social anxiety disorder, there is no significant differences in variables because all values are higher than 0.05. 30 post-hoc comparing groups. A Turkey post-hoc revealed that Hindu was statistically significantly lower compared to Islam 0.014, Christian 0.011, and Buddha 0.031. There was no statistically significant difference among Islam, Christian, and Buddha.
Based on our first objective, we want to observe the demographic differences in negative evaluation and social anxiety. Next, from previous research studies, there should be significant difference between male and female in both measurements. Third, female are usually more worried about what others are thinking or judging about their behavior. But our research outcomes show that there is no significant difference between the genders. This might be due to the imbalanced number of participants between male and female, and the participants might behave differently while completing the survey. At the same time, we managed to find out that there is one previous research study reported that social anxiety disorder was the only anxiety disorder that did not evidence significant gender differences in current or lifetime rates. However, it is important to note that these null findings were found using Bonferroni correction and practice of including multiple covariates in regression analysis, which have been criticized for significantly reducing statistical power, researchers suggesting that these null findings should be done with caution. For the next part, our results shown that there is significant difference in religion for fear of negative evaluation, and Hindu was found out to be significantly lower compared to other religions. Unfortunately, we could not find any studies regarding this matter. What we can conclude here is, despite Hindu being significantly different from other religions, we cannot make any conclusion due to the lack of data and studies. Our opinion remains as there should not be any differences across the religions. The next objective is to study how the negative evaluation from surrounding could be related to social anxiety among students. As we expected, the result proved that there is significant correlation between negative evaluation and social anxiety. Based on previous research studies, it has been shown that these two variables are related to each other. Fear of negative evaluation is a hallmark feature of social anxiety disorders. People with social anxiety have more tendency to produce negative feelings about their affect and bodily symptoms.